Yo ho ho! What's going on, guys? It's is Grim Reaper coming back with another session. Today we are on a Patreon special. Actually, shout out to our boy, one of our long-standing patrons, Dragologia 5. Our boy requested a Mad Cyborg theory video. So today we're endeavoring upon that path. But it's difficult to really pinpoint exactly what a Mad Cyborg theory video would actually entail. Now, I'm not a supreme theorist, as you know. I'm not an individual who prides himself in just making up things. I'd like to stick within the realm of facts. So, for this instance, I'm going to be more recollecting the information that we have and making an accurate theory from that standpoint, from that point of view. I know that's technically what all theories do, or all theories claim to do, but it's a different scenario whenever we're talking about something as volatile as One Punch Man in the recent setup, especially when we have variables such as the webcomic, which indefinitely gives certain individuals almost a reference of what's gonna happen. But surprisingly, we don't have that much evidence or that much hype around a Mad Cyborg theory besides the consistent Zhoniin and his ramblings about Drive Night and his obvious associations with the association. So I want to really look at what Drive Night's provided to us so far and just use what we have to come up with a manga only version of the Mad Cyborg theory, and if it's even plausible anymore. Before we do that, though, check out our links in the description if you want to support this channel and join the family. You can start just by clicking that big red button at the bottom and subscribe. Alright, so let's get it started then. So, Genos comes into the story before Drive Night does. We get told that some cyborg went around destroying his city and killed his family. Now, apparently the cyborg was out and about for more than just that. So, I don't want to say that we should correlate. Okay, I'm basically going to point out the fact that the cyborg had a task. So does Drive Night. That's the first correlation that I'll make there. And we have to remember that correlation isn't causation. But until that standpoint and point of view, or time period, Genos didn't really, make any reference to that fact or, addressing his backstory indefinitely whatsoever. He was just getting stronger with Saitama. And sure, it was for the purpose of, training. And sure, we did have little glimpses of Kuseno. And Kuseno telling him to strive and don't overdo it, Genos. We'll solve this mystery eventually. Even if I was, let me step back and say that maybe there was some hints along the way before the arrival of Drive Night. Isn't Dr. Kuseno kind of curious? I won't say suspicious exactly. You know exactly why I won't, because he's been assisting Genos the entire time. But it's kind of peculiar that he just put so much effort and so much care into helping this boy. And I know it's for the rescue, and I know it's for, to a certain extent, some ethical reason, some ethical cause, but I can't help but think, Kuseno knows everything about Genos. To be honest, if I were to make a Mad Cyborg theory, the only worthy villain now would be Dr. Kuseno himself. Drive Night doesn't seem he doesn't have the positioning right now to be the bad guy that Drive Night's putting him out to be. He's been nothing but meek. He's avoided Genos. You're not really had any paying any attention to him whatsoever. Even when you showed up for the weapons test, it was a surprise that he was there. Sure, we could say he played it down or he's a good actor, kind of like Drive Night's supposed to be, but it's just I don't think it could be Drive Knight or Metal Knight. Because Metal Knight, he's too suspicious. And I know the scales of balance, and I know I'm mentioning two extremes, but still, it's the reality of the case. Metal Knight seems to have no care, no relevance, like no purpose for Genos whatsoever. Like he just came into the fray, and now we have a new S class. And from Metal Knight's point of view, standpoint, he's much more, I don't want to say infatuated, but affiliated with Child Emperor than the robot or cyborg that is Genos. Drive Knights just come off too strong. And there doesn't seem to be a connection to like the arbitrary or like the objective unbiased path of destruction that the cyborg was on, may have been on. And Drive Knight, like I said, they both had a purpose. But Drive Knight's current purpose seems blast oriented. Sure, I could claim and say that like, no, I won't claim and say. Sure, a detractor, somebody like yourself, maybe not you exactly, but somebody like yourself, could say that like, you know, Genos isn't really that strong. He wasn't back then. Like, it really wasn't a reason for Genos, or for Drive Knight to tell Genos to relax back then. When the ship came and like Drive Knight woke up, like that stark warning, that stark message, like it was just too like, it came out of nowhere, and all it did was draw suspicion to Drive Knight himself. That's all it did. That moment, these current moments, everything that's been happening has been drawing suspicion for Drive Knight himself. So I think it's too clear. I think it's too obvious. It can't be Drive Knight. Drive Knight is Drive Knight is a part of something else. And I don't think the association is necessarily involved with this. Excuse me, the organization is necessarily involved with this. It's funny because you would think that somebody's keeping tabs, somebody who's preparing, stifling, sabotaging, would want to have all the information possible, right? The only problem I have is that, hey, relax. Genos doesn't have strength. He has strength now. Like, there would be no reason to be weary of him this entire time. Kushina would have no true purpose to actually like want to kill or get rid of Genos because he's risen him. He's given him power-ups and increasing strength. He healed him. He got him that body. Like, he's the reason he's alive. The only thing that just came into my mind that would make sense, even connecting with Kushina, would be that the other one failed. The original cyborg failed, or the original robot, whatever, but we'll call it a cyborg. It's a cyborg. It failed, and this is the superior version. This is. If it turns out that Kuseno is actually the cause of Genos' family's death, and that he's now repurposing and utilizing Genos for his own causes, his original cause, that'll be a twist. I think that's my Mad Cyborg theory. And it's probably Kuseno. Kuseno knows so much about Genos. He's given Genos everything. He's healed Genos for no reason, just out of the good of his heart. He doesn't seem like a bad guy at all. He seems like a meek, humble man who's using his talents for the better. But it would be crazy to see that. It would be crazy to see Kuseno with like, man, because everything that Genos has is given to him by Kuseno. Genos even brings him armor, upgrades, power-ups. Like, it's crazy. That's exactly what you would want from your own bot, from your own scavenger robot or android, whatever it is. Like, not only go out there and be strong and fight enemies, but like, bring back things, bring back tech so I can research it and I can have more weapons and we can make more things. and I'll make you stronger from the same thing, so you can go out and get even stronger tech. It's like, if the perfect cyborg or the perfect machine is, oh shit, what if it is that? You have Drive Knight, the like, he doesn't seem to have any humanoid affiliation to him. He seems just like a droid in its entirety. The cyborg, the human half machine, half robot, and then you have Meta Knight with his drone. Those are three separate. That's probably what it is, low key, and that's probably why all three of them are affiliated in the same storyline. There's some other correlation there. I'll say it. There's some other correlation there. It could just be that like Murata wanted to have those three different robot types, three different like technological heroes on our side. But and it would make sense to have that be the differences among them. But still though, like with the nano like android or however we're gonna call him, like tells the cyborg to be wary of the drone. It's weird, man. Like, we didn't talk about this. I might make a video about it. I might not. But technically, Kuseno is arguably the best scientist right now. It's hard because Dr. Genius is obviously in the number one place for me. Not only cloned himself multiple times, but he has a multitude of other like scientific feats underneath his belt, from making dragons, demons, like. I guess it is wrong to say that Kuseno should take the number one spot for Genos' current upgraded feats, but he definitely moves up. I don't know if he'll move up a rank though. That's the question. Hey, relax. 1 second. We can't take the feats away from Metal Knight. He still managed to build the association in its grandiose form right now. And his original setup was able to withstand a city-busting attack from the Dark Matter Thief ship. His ingenuity isn't anything to laugh at, and it's technically still outmatched. Technically. But would it be a question to ask as a poll question or in the comment section right now that like, could Genos destroy the association building that the meeting took place in chapter like 30? I think it was like 31, 32. A City's association base. I think the main headquarters. Can Genos take that out now? Could Sairochi? Could Tatsumaki? I don't know what the Mad Cyborg theory is. In the sense of what it'll actually unravel to be. I personally believe that Kuseno has more stake in it than Drive Knight does. But that's a much wilder speculation than the obvious hints and ploys of Drive Knight. I think it's certain to say that Drive Knight didn't fight Genos because he knew how powerful Genos was at the moment. This should give him, the organization, more incentive to now bring Genos down if that was their entire cause, or to sabotage him, whatever it may be. But I don't think it'll turn out to be that way. Like I said, I think Drive Knight has a different purpose entirely, and hopefully we'll be able to see more of it, and one will do an amazing job detailing this mystery that is the Mad Cyborg. Till then, boys, see y'all boys next time. Yo!